The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
Hello and welcome to TV1 News. I'm Rex Litter. In this edition, disaster assessment and relief exercise complete. PNG and US sign agreement. And Anzac Day Kokoda Cup Challenge set. Papua New Guinea today signed a landmark health agreement with the United States, the first of its kind in the Pacific. The Memorandum of Understanding commits both nations to strengthen health systems, fight HIV/AIDS, and improve disease surveillance nationwide.
The signing of the Memorandum of Understanding in Port Moresby brought together senior officials from the National Department of Health and U.S. Embassy. U.S. Judge d'Affaires Alex Berenbeck described the agreement as a special moment, noting that PNG is a vital partner in the Pacific. He highlighted America's long history of collaboration with more than $65 million invested in HIV/AIDS programs and $16.6 million in global health security. Health Minister Helias Kapavore said the partnership aligns with PNG's National Health Plan 2021 to 2030. He emphasized the urgency of tackling HIV, with 120,000 people living with the virus and 11,000 new infections each year. He singled out mother-to-child transmission as a priority, noting that 2,700 babies are born annually to HIV/AIDS positive mothers. Under the new MOU, the United States will commit $15 million, about 63 million kina, to strengthen PNG's capacity to prevent and respond to infectious disease outbreaks. The PNG government also allocated 3.2 billion kina in its 2026 budget, the largest in history, to expand essential services and reinforce health system resilience. Both leaders stressed that the agreement is not just about funding, but about transforming PNG's health system from a vertical program approach to a horizontal system-wide model. The partnership sets ambitious targets, including achieving the 95-95-95 HIV treatment goals by 2030, reducing maternal mortality and cutting child mortality rates. Joanna Pile, TV1 News.
As the world celebrates the power of books, the PNG and Australian governments are working together to place essential learning materials in the hands of students in the most remote communities. Through the partnerships for improving education, PNG and Australia have distributed more than 207,000 students' books and almost 13,000 teacher guides, reaching almost 2,000 schools and more than 160,000 students. The books have been delivered to elementary schools in Sundown, Central, Enga and the autonomous region of Bougainville. In Bougainville, Voniscopo Elementary School teachers in charge, Jacinta Simea, said the student books and picture dictionaries are age-appropriate and make learning to read more engaging and enjoyable for students. PNG-US Rokus Locking Up arrived this morning in Alotau after a week-long visit commencing assessment and relief supplies distribution to Guasopo Island and ending last night in Iwa and Gawa Ward. Locking Up visited 10 communities in the north of Milne Bay Province, while PNG-US Francis Agui set sail south of Milne Bay. According to assessment, these affected communities will need at least 2 years to get back to their feet.
Over 3,000 people were affected in the northern part of Milne Bay especially in the Samurai Murua LG. About 10 communities were assessed after Category 5 tropical cyclone Myla struck. TVWAN News traveled on HM PNG-US Rokus looking up when it set sail out of Alatau on the evening of Saturday, April 18. On board the ship were representatives from International Organization for Migration, Red Cross PNG, Sea Women of Melanesia, Morobe Provincial Disaster Office, Milne Bay Provincial Disaster Office, and National Disaster Center, the National Weather Service, and the PNG DF Navy personnel. Assessment began on Gua Sopa Island on Sunday, April 19, where the team met with Prime Minister James Marape, who flew in on a chopper to make a personal assessment of the devastation. Budi Budi was next. Relief supplies were also distributed to the impacted locals. From Budi Budi, the Navy ship went to Alcesta Nasi Wabu, Yanaba Island, Kitawa, Iva Gava, Kweweta, Konya and Kawa. Family and hygiene kits, mother and infant kits, tepelins, chainsaws, agriculture tool kits, shelter kits, bales of rice, flour, sugar, canned fish, biscuits and water were among the relief supplies given to impacted communities, including fuel drums. According to assessments, relief supplies will be needed for the next 2 years to allow each community to rebuild, replant and recover from illnesses brought on by the cyclone Myla, including ulcers, malaria and sore eyes, especially in children. More than 2,000 people are currently displaced and living with relatives. Food is a challenge, scavenging for food crops left after the cyclone. The relief supplies given to these communities will only last a few weeks. The impacted locals will need more. The reports gathered will be represented to the National Disaster Committee, interagencies and the government so they are fully aware of how affected these communities are. HMPNG's Francis Agui arrived Wednesday afternoon and commenced assessment from Rochelle Island. Its last stop was Samurai Island before it returned to Alatau. Michael Tamtipais, TVWAN News.
Following the impact of Cyclone Myla, Alatau district has taken important steps to support affected residents. Local MP Ricky Morris has allocated 150,000 kina for disaster relief efforts. Already, essential food supplies have been distributed to 115 households in Maiwara Ward, Hutu LLG. In addition, Hutu LLG contributed a 3,500-litre tank to villages to store clean water. Maiwara Councillor David Morris said that this is the first time the community has received government assistance for ongoing challenges, particularly with annual flooding that continue to go unaddressed. The relief response will be implemented throughout the week in other impacted areas like Borowai. A building facility worth more than 2 million kina was renovated for the Institute of Papua New Guinea Studies and opened today in Port Moresby for further operation for the organization. The IPNGS holds much of PNG history through its archiving. It performs researches and preserves traditional indigenous culture, including music, dance and ethnology for the country.
The renovation of the Institute of Papua New Guinea Studies building facility worth 2 million kina is timely to preserve the historical artistic materials of PNG in the time of technological advancement where stories of the past are dying out. The new facility is part of the institution's 2023 to 2026 infrastructure upgrade to facilitate their core mission, which is to research, record and interpret all aspects of traditional indigenous culture in Papua New Guinea.
And officially declare the Jacob Schmidt conference room. Thank you.
Speaking during the opening ceremony of the building facility, Minister for Tourism, Arts and Culture, Belden Nama, spoke about the importance of institutions that play significant roles in preservation, documentation and promotion of country's cultural heritage.
Today is not simply the opening of a building. Today it represents a national commitment. It is a commitment to preserve the stories of our ancestors, to protect the wisdom of our people and to ensure that the identity of Papua New Guinea remains strong for generations to come. This institution now stands as a living symbol of our determination to protect the cultural heritage, and that defines us as our people.
He added that through the function of IPNG studies, it supports the source of national unity, platform for economic opportunity, and it becomes a foundation for international identity. IPNG Studies is part of National Cultural Commission. Its Deputy Board Chairman, Professor Leo Marai, thanked the national government for its effort to recognize pathways to preserve history, since PNG is a home for more than 800 plus languages and tribes.
So we can record all that we've got in this country, so our kids in the future can know what's going on in the past or current. In terms of not only music, culture, artifacts, language, etc., etc. We need to do that. We need to document them. This is the research hub. And we're going to demonstrate in the next 10 years if the government gives good support to us to ensure that we record document all our cultures here. Papua New Guinea got 800 languages, which means 800 plus cultures.
The facility contains bookshop, archives, studio, and offices for history preservation work. Michael Tamtipais, TV1 News.
The UN Under-Secretary General and Executive Director of the United Nations Population Fund, Diani Keita, is in the country to meet with women and communities and highlight the country's efforts to end gender-based violence, strengthen sexual and reproductive health services, and advance the safety, dignity and rights of women and girls. The visit includes the signing of a new supplies partnership compact with the health sector to strengthen access to essential health commodities. The compact will help ensure more reliable availability of contraception, safe delivery supplies, and life-saving medicines. Keita said when women are safer and services are closer, they can work with confidence and support their families. You're watching TV1 News. When we come back, ADB assisting PNG Power and new limestone and cement project for Rigo.
For too long, banking has felt out of reach for many. But now, BSP's One-Took Wallet is here to change that. Send and receive money, pay bills, and top up. It's your money, wherever, whenever. Because at BSP, we are committed to improving how our customers connect to our One-Talks, to our family, to the ones we love. BSP's One-Took Wallet. Money made easy. Dial *131# for everyone.
When you're all in, anything can happen. Grab a Coca-Cola and enjoy the moment.
The PNG LNG project has now generated more than 30 billion kina for Papua New Guinea since production commenced. Nearly half of this amount has been paid as tax. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levies and royalties are paid to DPE.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo and milk taste and added nutrients, Milo and milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Prime PNG made.
Are you ready to meet the best version of yourself? The one with the bright, confident smile? You've got to take pride in how good you look, how fresh your breath smells, and how great you feel. To boss it at work, to be your best for uni, or to catch the eye of that special someone. You've got to brush up your vibe with whiter, healthier, brighter teeth. Brush up for confidence with Colgate.
You sabi to awesome condom and one way where you can abrusim seek HIV, STI na unplanned pregnancy? Tingim, use him condom long right way. Stop safe na look out him yet. Use him condom all get a time. Suppose you no save long HIV status long partner blog you or suppose you got plenty partner. Use him condom good all get a time. Long haborusim seek HIV, STI na unplanned pregnancies. Use him condom banisim you yet na future blog you. This platok save ikam long National AIDS Council Secretariat.
Welcome back. A team from the Asian Development Bank Energy Division is recruiting a team of consultants to help PNG Power with a power master plan that will complement the National Electrification Rollout Program. ADB Country Director Takafumi Kadodo said ADB is looking at potential renewable energy for off-grid systems. ADB Deputy Chief Economist Abdul Abiad said the rationale in accelerating renewable energy investments would be the need to address climate change.
As chairman of Rotarians Against
The Asian Development Bank is actively recruiting a team of consultants to assist PNG Power in developing a comprehensive power master plan which aims to complement Papua New Guinea's National Electrification Rollout Program.
A lot of challenges simultaneously for PNG Power, but we are looking at potential renewable energy for off-grid systems as well. But the challenges are immense. Where to start? Where do we get the money? Who has the implementation capacity? You know, all these things we need to address, and through this master plan exercise, we want to make sense of that.
This initiative was said by ADB Country Director Takafumi Kadono, who noted the significant challenges PNG Power has faced recently. In line with global trends and the urgency of addressing climate change, the ADB is focusing particularly on the potential for renewable energy solutions tailored for off-grid systems. ADB Deputy Chief Economist Abdul Abiad emphasized that accelerating investment in renewable energy is essential not only for enhancing energy access, but also for combating the impacts of climate change.
You know, the rationale for accelerating renewable energy investments used to be based on the need to do it to address climate change. But here, what you're seeing is that there's a second benefit that actually might catch policymakers' attention more, that doing this helps reduce your vulnerability on this front.
This strategic approach reflects a commitment to sustainable energy development, supporting both the economic growth of Papua New Guinea and environmental responsibilities. Freddie Mo, TV1 News.
Rigo Gas and Power Company and Pacific Lime and Cement Limited signed a memorandum of understanding today to explore the development, partnership and operation of a dedicated private overhead electricity transformation line from Rigo Central Province Power Station for supplying electricity to the Central Lime Project and the Central Cement Project.
Rigo Gas and Power Company Limited is Papua New Guinea's first 100% national-owned independent power producer. The company is owned by landowners and provincial governments from the greenfield and brownfield areas of the PNG LNG project. Rigo owns and operates a 45-megawatt gas-fired Rigo Central Province power station at Cochin Bay in Papalele, Central Province.
Pacific Lime and Cement Limited, or PLC, is a lime and cement producing company. PLC has two major operations, the Central Lime Project and Cement Project, and through these two operations, PLC is developing a high-quality, long-life, exceptional resource which has all the qualities to underpin a globally significant building material company. Rigo and PLC are now entering into this Memorandum of Understanding to explore the development, ownership and operation of a dedicated private overhead electricity transmission line from DCPPS for the primary purpose of supplying electricity to the Central Lime Project and the Central Cement Project. The dedicated line will also enable limited electricity supply to neighboring communities along the transmission line route, including the PNG LNG impacted communities of Kido. Rigo Chairman Isaac Lupari said Rigo supplies power to PNG Power, but through this partnership, the company will supply power to a private company that will, in return, bring access to a reliable power supply to Kido and surrounding communities.
Agreement, but it basically captures some of the terms that we'll be discussing in the next few months. There's a lot of work to be done as well, because we need to get the power grid or power line over from where we are in PNG LNG plant site and over to Kiru and Rare, where the project is signed.
PLC Chairman Richard Pilgrim said working with a local company to bring service to locals marks a significant progress for nation building and underscores the importance of downstream processing.
Excited because the whole point of downstream processing is not only grabbing your lime itself and converting it into quicklime and then converting it into cement. It's nation building, there's no doubt about that. But we can't do any of that without power. And what's really, really exciting is we're dealing with a local power company, a New Guinea power company. So once again, we're keeping it all in-house. It makes a hell of a lot of sense.
PLC Chairman Paul Mulder said the partnership will enable effective electricity accessibility and will boost the production of lime in Kido.
Is critical for the country, and I'm extremely excited that we can partner with Rigo to provide power. Whilst, yes, it is an MOU, this hasn't been thought about overnight. I've had a relationship with Rigo for a number of years. We have tried for a number of years, even pre-COVID, in how we can best position the energy requirements for this precinct and the project. And those energy requirements go beyond just electricity, because people that appreciate to run these sorts of facilities, they require furnaces, they require combustion gas, and they also require gas for electricity and power. So when we use
Tracy Pa, TV1 News.
As part of this partnership, the Pacific Lime and Cement Limited has gone ahead and built a road for the communities along the project area. PCL Chairman Richard Pegun said the construction of the road opens door for the implementation of the electricity project and improves direct access to Port Moresby.
As we mentioned, it'll be the first road ever from these villages into Port Moresby. So previously, if someone got sick, they just have to get a boat and it'd be many, many hours before they get to hospital or whatever. Now there's a direct road, and I think that's fantastic.
In finance news, the Kina closed unchanged at $0.2307 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our Kina was buying $0.2232 $0.3081 Australian dollars, 0.1826 euro, and 35.34 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, coffee, cocoa, and crude oil closed higher. Gold and copper closed lower, and palm oil closed the day unchanged. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, ASX closed higher, and all ordinaries closed lower. You're watching TV1 News. Stay with us. We will be back with more stories after the break.
Banking doesn't have to be complicated. With PSP's One Talk Wallet, control your money wherever, whenever. Dial *131#, enter your PIN, select cash in or out, and generate a secure code to withdraw cash. It's the only wallet for cardless ATM withdrawals. Send and receive funds, pay for goods and bills, or withdraw cash with ease. All with PSP's One Talk Wallet. PSP's One Talk Wallet. Money made easy. Dial *131# today.
And
take me out my mind.
When you're all in, anything can happen. Grab a Coca-Cola and enjoy the moment.
Hiya, Mama. You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magic Cocoa, get up and big smile on face. Time for Kim chicken, a great kumutu. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, PNG-US. Fine PNG made.
The PNG LNG project has now generated more than 30 billion kina for Papua New Guinea since production commenced. Nearly half of this amount has been paid as tax. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levies and royalties are paid to DPE.
Cold Power Citrus Blast uses stain-fighting active particles to remove dirt, grease and stains from your family's washing with less scrubbing and rubbing, reducing wear and tear and saving you time. Cold Power Citrus Blast has an amazing citrus fragrance that gives that extra freshness that will last all day long.
Tune into Scope this Sunday at 7 p.m. on TVWAN. Putting Konga's people first with clean, fresh water.
Water is very important to us. Without water, we cannot survive.
And the undisputed junior champ of Oceania tennis graduates.
My last run as a junior tennis player for Papua New Guinea.
Watch these stories on Scope this Sunday at 7 p.m. on TV1.
Inside the Pacific's narco superhighway.
Oh, wow. This is a narco sub designed to carry tons of drugs. It says made in Colombia. Do you worry that Solomon Islands is at risk of becoming a drug smuggler's paradise? Yes. Police are facing off against criminal syndicates.
Money, cash, drugs, there's a growing gang influence.
We take you inside a prison with drug criminals.
This is where you're going to end up. Foreign correspondent.
Thanks for staying with us. In Port Moresby today, children from Book Belong Pikinini Library at 6 Mile, together with PNG Air, celebrated World Pilot Day. The event featured a creative reenactment of pilot life, giving young learners a chance to role play as passengers, pilots, and airline staff.
The celebration of World Pilot Day brought aviation experiences into the classroom. Students at Book Belong Pikinini took on different roles designed to help them understand how an airport scene works. A highlight of the day was a makeshift cardboard plane where children boarded with excitement for a make-believe trip from Port Moresby to Mount Again. Throughout the role play, children learned the different sections of airport work. From checking in to boarding, PNG-US marketing officer Wendy Igara said it was a fun way to connect education with imagination. Parents, teachers, and community members applauded the creativity and teamwork on display. World Pilot Day falls on April 26 each year. Joanna Pilet, TV1 News.
For the first time, a huge industrial development is expected to get off the ground in Rigo district of Central Province after the signing of a front-end engineering feasibility agreement for a limestone and cement project. The signing was between local contractor Kombuko and its Chinese partner Simona, witnessed by a member for Rigo and Minister for National Planning, Se Anopala.
After 9 years of exploring for copper deposits, Papua New Guinea technological company Kombuko has realized its potential to further exploration in a cement and limestone project in Rigo district of Central Province. Leading project specs Kombuko owner Dr. Clement Waine, who has spent years in Rigo to put forward a proposal that has finally led to a partnership with a multi-million Chinese company, Sinoma. Last night, Kombuko and Sinoma signed the Rigo Cement and Limestone Front-End Engineering and Feasibility Agreement to further their find for minerals. The project impacted areas are Korek, Kwaipo, Mamalo, Mamaki, Mole and Gani Marupu. Located in the Rigo district, is expected to lay the groundwork for establishing a cement production facility which aims to support Papua New Guinea's growing infrastructure needs. The FEED phase will focus on detailed engineering designs, feasibility assessments, and project planning. Kombuko, as a local-driven company, is taking a leading role in advancing the initiative. Dr. Waine says the partnership with Sinoma will increase participation of national enterprises in large-scale resource and manufacturing projects. He gave a rundown of what his firm have done over the years and what is expected. Once operational, the Rigo Cement project is anticipated to contribute to job creation, reduce the reliance on imported cement, and help the economy of the Central Province and Papua New Guinea. Member for Rigo, Se Anopala, says the project is significant to the Central Province and urged locals to embrace this opportunity. Rigo elite Charles Amini, who witnessed the signing last night, shared his thoughts on the project, which he says is just in its initial stages, but believes that support by Rigo people is needed. The launch of the feed to get underway will take place at Gani Marupu village in Rigo tomorrow. Susan Oreape, TV1 News.
In news overseas, the strains of the last post will be ringing out at Anzac Day services across the country this weekend. And for one New South Wales man, playing the tune has become a daily ritual. Adam Ferguson visits a different war grave each year, working on his battle skills while honoring those who gave their lives.
Well, a lot of them, it says lest we forget on the bottom of the headstone, and at least I'm not going to forget. If they've had relatives, if they're maybe the last of their line, there's nobody left to sort of come and see them, and I don't want them to be forgotten. Once they get to the grave, stand there at attention, play the last post, recite the ode, play Reveille. You don't really know how it's going to go until you finish. It's big pressure, and to get it right, I take it very, very seriously. I normally practice from Australia Day up to Anzac Day. 2024 I did the same thing, came up to the cemetery every day to practice. Well, once I got to Anzac Day after Australia Day practicing, I thought, well, why stop? And I got a bit of an understanding of how many graves are actually up here. If I'm here with the kids, I'll ask them which driveway we go to. If I'm out of town, I pick the first grave that I see. Normally one of the white war graves, they stand out pretty well. I put a poppy rock on there, so a little black rock. My daughters and I paint these. I'm certainly better at it than I used to be. And I do this mainly to try and contain the nerves, and it kind of works. It was absolutely terrifying, but being able to play the last post at Dad's and both my grandfather's funerals was a massive honour. That's Dad and his greens. I've sort of started my own tradition. I just want to keep practicing. These people gave a lot, got injured in war, being gassed or being severely injured, or they just haven't coped when they came back. So it's giving back to them, making sure that if they are around, that they are remembered.
A multi-million-dollar investment by the Queensland government will see used oils and animal fats recycled to make fuel. The Premier David Christopoulos has conceded it won't help Queenslanders at the Bosa now, but says it's part of a long-term vision.
The gates of Parliament House were locked as union members stormed the precinct in a revolt against their allies.
ALP's bullshit! ALP's bullshit!
Nearly 1,000 workers demanded a meeting with Labor leaders.
Open the gates! Open the gates!
Anger boiling over about the Cross River Rail project, which the unions claim has been hamstrung by bureaucratic bungling.
I reckon there should be a CCC investigation to everyone associated with the project.
The unions, led by the CFMEU, say the $5.4 billion project is being mismanaged by the minister in charge, Jackie Trad, and they have spectacularly called for her to be sacked.
People don't like her. Let's move on. Let's fix the problem.
You know it's bad when even your union overlords say you're out of touch.
Although the union has its own motives, like securing better contracts, what makes this attack from within particularly damaging for the government is it's now being hit by both sides of the political divide. The union's lashing of
Back home, two Papua New Guinean big-name artists, Silas Kania and Jacob Raphael, officially launched the 2026 Miningulai Australia Tour in Port Moresby today. The tour presents an opportunity for Papua New Guineans living in Australia to come along and enjoy some local PNG music. The 2026 Miningulai Australia Tour will see Psyche, Jacob Raphael, stage name Jaran, perform alongside Australian-based DJ Tickles. The 6-week tour will begin on May 8th and ends on May 28th, covering major Australian cities including Perth, Melbourne, Brisbane, Mackay, Townsville and Cairns. This year's Miningulai tour visits Sydney, Perth and Melbourne for the first time. The first tour in 2025 was focused on the Queensland scene alone.
I want to believe with them pull up now. So, I think Sabla all us come back to place longer time. Now for us to like bring a music play, a culture play, we go down. All us always team. I'm also missing place now. Stop. Big blam masak simul. So last year, I got a source from Queensland to unbelievable goya. I got a sold out source doll.
Speaking during the launch, Psyche said many Papua New Guineans abroad have never visited their home country, and so bringing the PNG music closer to them creates a strong cultural connection.
Last year, after the Miningulai tour, me been go on a solo tour of me. Me go as far as Melbourne, Sydney, and come back and so. But all one of my old friends, all one talk they were very supportive. I'm one kind soul.
While it is the first time for Psyche and the Miningulai tour to travel outside Queensland, Jaran is not new to this. Jaran, who has previously performed in some of the selected cities, bring experience to the tour to help broaden its reach and impact. The 2026 Miningulai Australia tour is mainly organized by Psyche and Steve Nightingale through his Mama Guria and water plantation businesses. You're watching TVWAN News. Later in sports, hunters face burly bears in Anzac Kokoda Cup clash and mental health awareness.
Ready for the world, so is your TISA Visa card. Visa keeps you moving wherever you go, Papua New Guinea or abroad. Seamlessly pay for travel, dining, online shopping. Easily access your funds and instantly track your expenses. Every tap comes with security, trust, and peace of mind. Unlock the world of possibilities. And it all starts with the new TISA Visa card.
Every growing child needs the best care to help them grow physically, socially, intellectually, and emotionally. That's why I choose Tender Care. It keeps skin clean and fresh and is hypoallergenically tested for gentle and safe protection. So my child can be protected for all of life's adventures. Tender Care.
From our homes, where every morning starts with a taste we all love. A taste that holds memories and sheds stories. A taste that can bring friends together. Made with care and loved in every corner of PNG. Inspired by our champions and rooted by our family values. Snacks, so crunchy and tasty, it's irresistible.
Your TV is about to burst with more channels. Catch live sport events.
It's a spectacular way to open the try scoring. Out of the tackle and over.
Be informed with international news.
6 rivers are hitting major flood stages.
Sit back and enjoy the blockbuster movies.
I swore that I would, to defend the weak and the innocent.
Or let your kids enjoy all their favorite cartoons and many more exciting channels. Now available on your Digicel 60-channel prepaid pack.
It's astonishing! That's what he's there for!
Subscribe now to a 60-channel Digicel TV prepaid pack. 1, 7, 14 or 30-day plan and enjoy 60 channels of world-class entertainment. Dial *515# to subscribe now. Digicel TV. More channels, more choices, more value.
And up is it. Fayino got it! Gives it to Taylor Gray! Sasaki, Simi Sasaki goes back to Gray. Over the ball. Tigers 15 out. That's a slashing try. That's a beauty. He gives it straight away to his halfback. Timoko again. Matt Timoko. Back in the team. And back as an NRL try scorer.
My hunch was right all along, scumbag. This is where you went. What do you plan to do to Samantha?
Senor Facundo, we've retrieved the money and the drugs. That's good. That's very good. What about the guy we helped to get acquitted? Is he with you? Not yet, senor. I'm losing my patience.
But I also know that I won't be at peace until I've gotten justice for Mokang's death.
Welcome back. In sports, the match schedule for round 6 of the OFC Professional League has been locked in, with all eyes turning to Auckland next month as the competition enters a crucial new phase. In the round, Auckland, South Melbourne, Bulla and South Island United FC play in the winner stage, while Solomon Kings, Tahiti, Vanuatu and PNG-Hekari play for elimination.
After 5 action-packed rounds in the league's inaugural professional season, the competition now splits into 2 groups, the Leaders Group and the Challengers Group, as the race for the semi-finals begins to heat up. Papua New Guinea's Hekari head into round 6 under pressure, sitting at the bottom of the table on 8 points. From 14 matches, the former continental champions have managed 2 wins, 2 draws and 10 losses, and will be eager to turn their fortunes around. At the other end of the ladder, Auckland FC continue to set the pace. The competition leaders boast 32 points from 14 matches with an impressive record of 10 wins, 2 draws and just 2 defeats so far. Go Media Stadium will play host to the opening fixtures in the leaders group. Bulla FC will face South Island United before Auckland FC take on South Melbourne FC in a blockbuster clash. The following day, attention shifts to Eden Park, where Challengers Group action gets underway. Solomon Kings FC will meet Tahiti United, and then Vanuatu United FC take on PNG's Hekari FC. Auckland hosts round 6, and with finals places on the line, every match now matters. Michael Tamtipais, TVWAN Sports.
Athletics PNG has announced a preliminary squad of 20 athletes for the 2026 Commonwealth Games, with the final team to be confirmed by the end of May. The selection comprises 14 men and 6 women athletes. Commonwealth Games 2026 will be hosted from July 23rd to August 2nd in Glasgow, Scotland. Athletics PNG has put a decent lineup for the Commonwealth Games 2026. The current 20-member squad is expected to be trimmed once the Papua New Guinea Olympic Committee confirms the final number of quota places available for athletics. Athletics PNG noted that selection for the team was based mainly on athletes' performances over the past year, along with their training commitment and results from local trials and overseas competitions in 2026. Relay events played a key role in shaping the women's team, with the 4x100 meters and mixed 4x400 relays included in the Games program. The 6-member women's squad features standout athletes Isila Apkup, Scholastica Herman, and Adrian Monagi. The men's squad shows depth across several events. It includes rising middle distance runner Justace Robinson, 3 400-meter hurdles, 110-meter hurdler Robert Owa, and 3 javelin throwers. PNG also boasts strong spring talent, with high hopes for the next 4x100 meters relay team, which set a national record at the Palau Games last year. Athletics PNG President Tony Green said distance runners were not included as the Commonwealth Games is not suited for their development at this stage. He added that alternative international competitions are being planned to help them prepare for the Pacific Games next year. For transparency, Athletics PNG said its selection criteria is available for public consumption and will be given upon request. Round 3 of the Digicel ExxonMobil Cup season takes center stage this weekend, with a strong focus on mental health and personal development through the Men in League round. The Men in League round is said to be delivered in partnership with the Digicel Foundation, and its Men of Honor program aims to highlight the importance of mental health, discipline and character in rugby league. It also recognizes men across Papua New Guinea who live with integrity, courage and compassion while contributing positively to their communities. PNG RFL Chief Executive Officer Stanley Hondinas said the initiative reflects the sport's growing role in shaping individuals beyond the field of play. Hondinas said that rugby league has always played a powerful role in Papua New Guinea communities. It is the platform that shapes behavior, discipline and leadership on and off the field. He said this Men of Honor round is about reminding players that true strength is shown in how they respond to pressure and how they carry themselves every day. PNG Rugby Football League Pathways and Performance Elite Competition Manager Peter Barry said mental well-being is critical to both performance and personal growth, outlining the importance of these awareness games. Barry said players face pressure from many areas, including family, coaches and their communities. When they feel supported and respected, they perform better and grow into stronger individuals. The round also emphasizes the connection between mental well-being and on-field performance, noting that players who can manage stress and emotions are better equipped to succeed and contribute to team culture. PNG RFL noted that the Men in League round is part of a broader, season-long approach to developing players, focusing on and off-the-field performances, as well as building resilience, responsible homes and communities. PNG Hunters utility Joshua Mire is ready for his second game after a minor knee strain hindered his start to the season. The product of the Lay School Rugby League program has made significant strides since joining the PNG Hunter system in 2022, despite injury setbacks. Josh Miller started on the bench last week and is satisfied with the hard-fought win over the Ipswich Jets. He said the boys are getting better with every game and are ready to go against Bears this weekend.
Me come back and me feel I'm mastered part of the team for the past 2 weeks now. I think every game log get better, so we look forward to this round, but at least improve stuff. So I think this is going to be a good game. We look forward to this game.
Mira acknowledged that the Kokoda Cup is a very significant match as it speaks a lot about the history of Papua New Guinea and Australia.
Yeah, I think I'm very special since I think it means a lot history as a country too. I think Tamlo too is a big occasion too also one MSO. I think a big game too belly so almost a commission is all games so. I think we have a good match up with them all top 4 sides so. We look prepared to this so. We have to prepare strong goal is the game.
Mira is ready to take on any role that will be bestowed on him and together with the team put in 100% effort to win this match.
I think first of all I think as a team we look forward to work together as just one man make one work grumbla. One position coach put him blame. I think at the end of the day big la say the play looks him 2 points per team so whichever position whether forwards or backs or starting or coming off the bench, I think everybody has a job to do inside the field. So at least man making part don't blame. Result become the 2 points at the end of the day. So they look forward for this game this weekend. I think mainly message the coach is just to be simple and do what we've been doing for the past 2 weeks, which has been working for us. I think just stick to our structure, nothing fancy, nothing new, just the same simple game plan that coach like him carry him out them, maintain him all.
He reiterated the coach's key message for the week. Keep it simple, stick to the process, and do the basics well. Round 7 of the 2026 QRL Host Plus Cup brings another chapter in the Anzac Day Kokoda Cup Challenge between the SPPNG Hunters and reigning 2025 premiers, the Belly Bears. The much-anticipated clash is set for this Saturday at UAA Park in Gold Coast. And that wraps up the sports segment. Now the weather report. In regional forecast, southern Port Moresby mostly fine, Kerema cloudy periods then drizzles and isolated thunderstorms, and Poponeta cloudy with rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Momase lay cloudy periods then some rain showers, Wewak partly cloudy, and Vanimo mostly fine. New Guinea Islands, Caving and Buka partly cloudy with brief showers, Kimbe cloudy periods with some showers, and Highlands region, Mount Hagen partly cloudy with some showers. Ocean forecast for PNG areas for the next 24 hours. Coral Sea, seas moderate to rough with southeast winds of 20 to 33 knots. Solomon Sea, seas smooth to slight with southeast to northeasterly winds of to 5 to 15 knots. Bismarck Sea and Pacific Ocean, seas smooth to slight with east to southeast winds of to 5 to 15 knots. And coastal waters forecast, waters of southern PNG Indonesian border to Daru to Kiwai Island, Kerema, Yule Island to Hood Point to Samurai Islands, seas 0.5 to 2.5 meters, rising to 3 meters along warning areas. Waters west of Cape Vogel to Huon Gulf to Finsafen, through Vitia Strait to Siasi Long Island to Medang to Wewak, Vanimo and northern PNG Indonesian border, and waters of Manus and its western group of islands, seas 0.5 to 1.5 meters. And that ends the news tonight. Thanks for your company. Good night.
The TVWAN News was proudly brought to you by